Okay, so once again, good afternoon, everyone. This will be our prelim problem. So the instruction will be, you are required to, of course, to input the first name, the middle name, the last name, and the gender. So the admission information, we have, of course, input month, the date, the day I mean, year, program. So in program, we are required to input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It means to say that we are required to have 6 variables for this. For level, we have first year level, that is 2 variables. Semester, per semester, we need also 2 variables for this. Professor, of course, as you can see here, based on our given example, that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then, yes, do you have any question? Then for course and subject, we have IT, 101, then laboratory. So therefore, we need to have at least 3 again. 3 variables for the course and subject. Time that we need, of course, 3 variables for time because we have 2 p.m., then the word 2, then 3 p.m. We need also to have, kindly turn off your microphone, please. Turn off your microphone, please. Okay, so for the time, 2 to 3 p.m. Then for day, we have 1 variable. Then again, we need to display the, to input, no? Display for IT laboratory records. Turn up your microphone, please. Turn up your microphone. If you have some questions, please encode. Please encode in our, or type in our chat box. Okay, then of course, major exam, which required 40% that we need to input for that. Quizzes, class standing, and attendance. So then automatically display the 89% based on the inputted value. So for us to get this 89%, we need to multiply the inputted major exam to 40%, quizzes for 30%, class standing 100%, attendance 100%. So if we're going to compute, we will be able to get prelim grade is 89. Okay, for major exams, same. We need to input major exams, quizzes, class standing, and attendance. So if we inputted this value, the midterm grade is 72. For final exam or for final grade, same. We need to input major exams, quizzes, class standing, attendance. And if we inputted these values, we will be able to get the 71 final grade. Then right after inputting the attendance, it is automatically display this one. Okay, so as you can see here, based on the given input, so this will be the output. Okay, somebody did not include this one, this part. It is still okay, but I will give him or her minus points because this will be a requirement, right? Okay, then we just simply try to call the value from 89, 72, 71, and 77.33 based on our inputted value here. Okay? Then, of course, if we want to get the general average, just simply adding adding this prelim, midterm, and final grades, then divided by 3. Then the remark is pass or failed. So we have a nota bin here. Gender, M is equal to male. Other input is female. Remarks, general average is greater than or equal to 75, pass, else failed. There are somebody who created their own style. But instead of we listen the use of our memory, they could able to add no additional memory used. So, but it's still okay as a beginner. Okay? And somebody, instead of writing general average is greater than or equal to 75, there's somebody who like equal greater than 75 or equal less than. It must be the greater than or less than first before the equal. Okay? So based on my observation during during the checking of your output. Another way around, no. You're not going to do this. I just simply explaining it for those who are not able to get the correct output. Okay? Now, another problems of some students, no, especially some students are they just trying to get an output for prelim, midterm, and finals and added some values to get an exact value, which is not correct because during exam, especially during simulation, I always see to it that I have provide another value. If I will run your program, I didn't use this one. Instead, I have another value to input for me to find out if you are using a correct variable declaration. So, to show you the sample output, okay, so as I mentioned, so are you able to see my codes? Hello?
No, sir. We can't
Yes,
see
Hindi
sir.
the
po.
Okay. Actually, majority of student are using different additional codes, no, or additional syntax wherein they are required to add a what you call this one to add a library, no? Somebody actually majority, I think it's almost one-fourth of the class use sharp define, no? So instead of typing printf, the complete printf, you are allowed to use define space then p as replacement for printf. Okay? There is somebody who are using sharp include conyo. There is somebody who are using sharp include stdio library. But again, this all of this stdio, conyo, and stdlib is a library. There are certain commands or syntax, no, under these libraries. Okay? So again, based on our given problem earlier, if you have two names, for example, John Ryan, uh, Marie Isabel, or Maria Aubrey, no? So you need to have the two first name. So that's why I have FN2. So for middle name, for last name, if you have two last name, you need to have LN1 and LN2. Then for the month and for gender. Okay? This one for P is we use P for program. So as I mentioned earlier, we need to have what? We need to have at least 6, na? That's why P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. Okay? Then for level, so we have first year. So therefore, we need to have level 1, level 2. For the semester, semester 1, semester 2. Because we are required to input per semester. So it require two variables. For professor name, so since Dr. Marmilo Villanueva Abant is 4, we need to have prop 1, prop 2, prop 3, and prop 4. Okay. Then for course or subject, we have IT space 101 space laboratory. So therefore, we need to have C1, this one, the C2 and C3. Why do we separate the C2? Because C2 is, for example, IT. IT is a string. Okay? So that's why we have C1. Then, uh, for this one, for 101, we use integer, that is C2. But we are allowed to use even string for this one because string can accept characters or is alphanumeric. Okay, when we say alphanumeric, combination of letters and characters. Okay, are you able to see the code?
Yes, sir. Okay na po.
Okay, so I'll repeat once again. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so as I mentioned earlier, okay, somebody are using sharp define P as printf. Okay, so instead of typing printf, 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 you are allowed to use sharp define, then the letters that you want to represent a printf. Then again, as I mentioned, we have different libraries, stdio, conyo, and stdilib. Okay? Then the main. So based on the given problem, if you have two first name, so f name, fn1 or fn or fn2 for the first name, for the middle name, mn, for the last name, ln, for the month, for gender, that is gender. So okay. So as what we observe based on our given we don't have we don't have value here because we just simply accepting one character. That's why we don't have 10, 10, 15, 15. Because in gender, we just simply input M or F or male or female. So for professor, since Dr. Marmelo Avante, 6. I mean per program rather. So for program, we have a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology sa 6, that is P1, P2 to P6. For level, first year, level 1, level 2. So level 1, variable for level 1 and 2. For semester, semester 1, semester 2, because we need to input per semester. For professor, that is professor 1 to 4. Because Dr. Marmelo Villanueva Abante is 4. Then for course and subjects, C1 that is for IT, C2 for laboratory or 101 rather, then C3 for laboratory. So, but again, as I mentioned earlier, we are allowed to declare this C2 to car because car or string still accepting alphanumeric. Okay? It means to say that it accepts a combination of letter and numbers. Then for the time, we have T1, T2, T3 because we have 2 p.m., then 2, then 3 p.m. Then day for the day. Okay. Then for prelim exam, so prelim major exam, quiz, class standing, attendance. Midterm major exam, midterm quiz, midterm class standing, midterm attendance. Final major exams, final quiz, final class standing, final attendance. Okay? Then for major exams, quizzes, class standing, attendance, prelim grade, midterm grade, first final grade, then general average. Okay? A while ago, as I mentioned, we use additional libraries. So by this time, we are allowed to have a color. No? A color is of course A to F. No? A, B, C, D, E, F, or the alphanumeric or the hexadecimal value. Again, hexadecimal value is 0 to 9, A to F. So my favorite is, of course, is yellow. That's why I choose E because color yellow is E. Then a while ago, I use sharp define. Okay? Sharp define P as printf. So instead of typing printf here, I just simply use P because I replace printf as P. Somebody chatted. Yes. Okay. So as you can see here, you just simply display. Okay? Then, assuming that you have two first name, John Leo. So that's why we have input first name is scanf, then percent %s, because we need to have two inputs and two variables. Okay? For the middle name, MN, for the last name, for the gender, then the admission information. So for the month, for the day, and for the year. For program, as you can see here, you just simply print F the program, then scan F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then of course, your variable must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to display. Then for level, that is percent S, then the two variables. For semester, the same, because we need to input per semester. Then for professor, we have 4 control string, then 4 variables. For course subject, we have C1, C2, C3. For the time, we have T1, T2, T3. And for the day, we have 1 for Thursday. Then laboratory grades, so it simply goes like this, no? So major exam, %F, then ampersand PME. So display, input. Display quizzes, input. Display, input, display, input. So once you already get, no, the prelim, no, you inputted the prelim, so you need to get the final grade. So this will be the formula used by your classmate actually. So since 40%, that is 0.4 or 0.40 will do. So instead of for us to listen the use of our memory, so it is also acceptable. Instead of 30.4, then prelim grade is equal to major exam plus quizzes plus class standing plus attendance. Then display the prelim grade. So once we get the prelim, you just simply copy paste this prelim and paste, re-edit midterm grades. Then you re-edit here the major exam, and then re-edit, for example, the variable, no, the M grade. Then this one, re-edit all course. Then, again, copy-paste, re-edit for the final. So it's too easy. Once you get the first one, you just simply copy-paste and re-edit the text and the variables. Now, this time, displaying the value. So for us to display, that is printf \name, we have 4, then 4 variable. As you can see here, no need for us to indicate the ampersand because we just simply displaying the inputted value or text. Same with date, gender. Now, for the gender, if gender is equal to M, uppercase, then this will be an or. Okay, or gender is equal to lowercase m. It means to say that if we inputted lowercase or uppercase m, still the output is male. Other input, female. Okay, displaying the program. Again, the control string or the
Sir,
data
papalik nga
type.
po sa taas ulit. Pasilip nga po sa taas konti.
Excuse me. Then the variables. Okay, you're just simply displaying the variables. Then getting the final grades or the final grades Gen AB is equal to prelim grade plus midterm grade plus final grade divided by 3. Again, displaying the value a while ago. We just simply displaying again the prelim grade, midterm and final grades, then the general average. Actually, you can put the general average here. Displays. Okay? Then the general average, if the general average is greater than or equal to 75, actually we are allowed not to indicate the open and close here because we just only one variable. But to be safe, it is also okay to input the begin and end here. But this one must be used if we have, for example, additional printf, congratulations. Yan. For failed, for example, Yan. So, most of the time, we use begin and end if we have uh, two more things to display. Okay? But again, it is still okay to indicate the beginning and if even you have only one thing to display. Then the end. Okay? We just try to run. Of course, we need to save for us to know. So, no error. Compile and run. Oh, what happened? I forgot to indicate the semicolon here. So, file save, execute, compile and run. Okay. So, I inputted. For example, I have two names. So, a while ago, we use system, this one, no? Konyo. So, we use system color is E. That is yellow for E. Okay, so, last name, Abante. Gender M. August 05, 1976. Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. Level, first year. Semester, first semester. Professor. Then the course and subject is IT 101 Laboratory. For time, 2 p.m. Space 2, 3 p.m. Thursday. Okay? Then another sample that is 90, for example, 100. During my checking, this will be the inputted value. That's why if you have some magic, I could able to see the magic. 78, 76, 90, 100. So, for example, 70, 70, 70, 70. So, as you can see here, yan. So, I will going to display this one. Okay, so nag-tab lang ako, pero yon. Yan, as you can see here, we have passed. Congratulations here. But we were not able to indicate \n. That's why congratulations is display with we need to indicate \n here. So based on the given output, so we have problem with bachelor, then first year, starting first year. So we just simply this is the way on how we'll be able to adjust, no, for the meantime. But later on, I will teach you on how you'll be able to make it without using the without using \t or tab. So this will be the output actually. Question so far?
Start na, start.
Okay. So for example, how about if we wanted to consider, for example, based on the given here, we have already the if else. Okay, so how about if this will be the scenario. For example, 98 to 100, 1.0, excellent. For 95 to 97, 1.25, above average. ₱92 to 94, 1.5, above average. ₱89 to 91, 1.75, average. Then 86 to 88, 2.0, average. Then 83 to 85, 2.25, average. Then 80 to 82, 2.50, fair. 77 to 79, 2.75, fair. 75 to 76, 3.0, fast. Wait lang, nag-i-istorbo si Sir Rafi. Okay, then for example, if the input value for the required below 75 is of course 5.0. Ay, 5.0 of course failed, right? Fail yan, fail. Okay, so assuming that we have a requirement like this. Okay? So what we're going to do right now is to use the if else if.
Na-mute po kayo, sir.
Wait for a while, may delivery si Sir Rapi, Starbucks.
Sana all.
Sana all,
Sana
sir.
all.
Sir, sana all.
Enge.
Sana all daw.
Sir,
Starbucks.
paabot dito, sir.
Yung Starbucks ko, tagpa 5 pesos lang eh.
Kahit si Luis lang daw, birthday niya.
Wait for a while.
Uy, sino may birthday? Wala yun. Uy.
Sir, ang bonanza po, birthday. Kahit Java chips lang daw po.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Before I forgot, first chair, as I mentioned, you must attend a seminar tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. So I will send the link tomorrow, Zoom. So I will give plus how many? I will give plus
10
5
po.
points
You know?
prelim exam for your laboratory and IT era lab.
Yun.
Plus 5 for
Yun.
IT era, plus 5 for your IT 101 lab. 7:30, I will be the one who post the link. So we have 4 seminars from 7:30 a.m. to 12 noon.
Salamat, sir.
Sir, para daw po sa birthday boy. May plus daw po.
So, sabi ni Sir
Yun.
Rafi, mag-send daw siya ng Google Forms. Tapos para sa registration. Okay na? Okay. So to continue our discussion based on the given scenario, we are required okay? So based on the given problem in our prelim exam, it's just only greater than or equal to 75 pass, else fail. By this time, we have how many options? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So by this time, we start with if general average is greater than 98, so therefore begin, put 1.0. Then the remarks, excellent. So for us to have a well-presented grades, so equivalent, remarks. Okay, so in the good backslash n. Okay, then else if. Okay. Gen Ave is greater than or equal to will be the next 95 to 97. 95 Okay, so as what we have here if Gen Ab is greater than or equal to 98, tama po ba? 98, that is excellent, 1.0. Or if you wanted to, instead of doing this, you're required to have at least here, what you're going to do first is equivalent, then remarks. Do it this way. 1.0, then excellent. Something like that. Okay. Then, else if Gen Abe is greater than or equals to 90, ano nga yun? 95, right? 95, and. So, by this time, we are using to use and. In gender, we are using or. By this time, we use and. It means to say that both. Less than or equal to 96 or 97 and gender greater than or equals to 95. Diba, tama? Sorry. Yan. Then, syempre, what we're going to do is to copy paste. Just enter this one para di kayo malilito. Okay, so by this time, based on WCC transmutation, we just simply use the WCC transmutation. So the equivalent grade is 125. Then above average. You're somebody who had chatted. No, it must be greater than or equal to 95. Then again, you just copy paste, of course. So by this time, (94), 92. Sorry. 92. Then 1.50 above average. Then the next will be 89. Sorry. 91, then 89 here. Take note of it, guys. So that is 175. Please, then that this 91, that is 88. Then this one is 86. So, dos. Then is still the average, sorry. Starting 89 or 1.75, that is average. Okay, that is for 89. Be watchful because later on, if you have some question, I will entertain your questions right after this one. So 88, that is 85. Then 83. So 2.25. Still average. So right after 85, 82, then 80. So 2.5. That is fair. Then 79, 77 is 2.75. Still fair. Copy paste again. $77. That is 76. $3.0 passed. Then the last part, Gen AB is less than 75. That is 5.0. Then fail. Okay, so we just try to run the program. But prior to that, of course, we need to save the program. Execute, compile. Okay, so we don't have error. So execute, run. Okay. So by the way, before I were going to run, I just want to change the color into letter A, for example, for you to appreciate other color. So execute, compile, run. So this will be for letter A. So John Ryan, Cruz, for example, another surname, Santos, the common surname. For example, male. Month, for example, ay January 8 or 2000. Program, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. First year, second semester, first semester. Professor, course and subjects, that is IT 101, laboratory, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Then day, Thursday. So we try another value. We try first our given input a while ago. So 80, 90, 100, 100, 100, 50, 50, 70, 50, 50, 70, 100. Okay, so as you can see here, we have an equivalent 5 remarks is failed. No? Okay, so that's it. That's the simplest way on how we'll be able to display the using if-else-if statement. Okay? So, end command, it means to say that when we say end, it means to say that greater than 97 and it means this two statement is true. Okay? Based on your discrete mathematics, right? So, if the two statement is true, no, we use and. But it means to say that we use or if statement is either, no, either uppercase or lowercase, or either when we say and both condition is true based on your discrete mathematics. Okay, for us to display the result a while ago, so as you can see here, okay, there's somebody who are asking, sir, what will be the functions of return 0? So assuming that we erase, no, or we make it as a remarks or as a comment. So if we're going to run our program without return 0, so execute, compile, so it's still running. But if you are going to run later on, it can't display some output if we don't have return 0. So we try another value. So 90, 100, 90, 89. So 78, 76, 90, 100. Then 70, 70, 70, 70. So as you can see here, 2.5 fair. Okay, the equivalent is 2.0. Okay, there are certain compiler that we were not able to display the output if we don't have return 0. There are certain compiler. Okay. At present, since we are not using a functions, so without return 0 is still running. But if we are not using a functions, we are required to use return 0 or some other functions of a return 0. Okay, so do you have any questions so far?